Hey guys, is this thing on?
I'm sure I plugged it in. Is that plugged in over there?
Andy, is this thing on?
Checking. 1, 2.
Is this thing on?
Check. I have phantom power.
Welcome to Chicks with Gear, the podcast, where three lifelong friends get together to drink some coffee, play some music, talk about gear, and our quest for the most perfect acoustic sound on stage. I'm Deb.
I'm Julie.
I'm Andy.
Who's not a chick? No, he's not. He's the fabulous Andy Most, our resident gearhead. Woohoo, Andy!
Julie. Debbie.
Hey, y'all. Good morning.
Good morning.
I am so excited to introduce our guest today. Someone we've known for many years and one of our dearest friends. And we couldn't be more excited to have Jules Wortman, the fabulous Jules Wortman,
Come on.
the podcast. Woo-hoo! Jules is founder and CEO of Wortman Works, media and marketing. Jules has been a powerhouse behind the scenes of some of the most compelling campaigns in music, media, and culture.
Give it up for Jules.
Yeah, baby.
No, they're excited. Jules' career also includes a VP role at Warner Brothers Records, Universal Music Group, and Atlantic Records. We met Jules when we were signed to Charlie Daniels' label Blue Hat Records. And we were so lucky that she became our publicist, and it's been an amazing time for us, and it was an amazing time watching her career explode also. And so we're really excited to have you here.
To be here.
And we got to see firsthand just how amazing she is.
Welcome to the podcast, Jules. Are you ready?
Thank you.
Sure you're ready?
Always ready.
No, that's right.
Woo!
I'm thinking we might need some magic mind to get
I am
this
thinking-
I
going.
think so too.
We need it. Very good idea, Andy.
And I just happen to have some Magic Mind. Jules, have you ever heard of Magic Mind before?
I think you need to explain to me what Magic Mind is.
So a lot of our followers probably know this story, but I started drinking Magic Mind 3 years ago because I needed to focus better. And not only does this help you focus, but it just gives you more calmness as well.
Needed.
Yes. And it has all natural things in it like lion's mane, adaptogens, mushrooms. And it's green, right,
was
Andy?
just gonna say.
I like that it has a wave on it.
I know.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Come on.
Now, let's everybody cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Andy.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
We all shot it.
Bottoms
Shoot
up.
it together.
Pretty good.
I think it tastes good.
Yeah, not bad at all.
It gives you a sharper mind. Yes.
I already feel it.
I know, me too.
It's stabbing me in the head.
Well, now that we have you here, we know you have lots of stories to tell.
Oh, yeah.
That I do. Good, bad, ugly, sweet, sad, all the above.
Well, I think we should start at the beginning and find out why you wanted to become a publicist to begin with.
I do too.
Well, way back in time.
On Little House on the Prairie.
Little House on the Prairie, I had my prairie dress and I had my Holly Hobby bonnet. And we walked into college going, I think I want to do PR.
Oh.
And so I went to the communications department, found out that my school had a very, very prominently accredited PR program. So I was like, oh, bingo. So I signed up and said, this is what I want to do. And I was able to get some internships. I was the secretary of public relations for the university.
Oh, wow.
And, so I learned a lot there about that, as well as going out and getting sponsorships for programs at the university and whatever. And I just loved it.
What school was that, Jules?
Oh, I'm sorry. I went to East Tennessee State University. I had friends there. And one of my classmates was the Kenny Chesney. And we took a class because we both knew we were going to get into country music. And it was the first class offered in the whole country called The History of Country Music.
Wow.
And I learned so much. And I'll tell you, it was really beneficial. And so I was able to get internships going into my junior summer and my senior summer in Nashville at some PR firms and some publishing companies and this place called Starwood Amphitheater. I got to work. I love it. I wish they'd bring it back. That we need that again.
I know.
Absolutely.
And I interned there and then got $3 an hour being able to usher people to their seats at night.
Wait, $3 an hour.
$3 an hour, man. I thought I was rolling in the money.
I know.
And anyway, so I had some fabulous internships and I was able to get a job offer the weekend I graduated from college.
Wow.
So I was offered a job from one of my internships at a really prominent PR firm at the time because it was called Network Inc. And we had, at the time, it was like 90, and we had Ricky Skaggs, Rodney Crowell, Shannon Doa, Brooks and Dunn, Clint Black, you name it. We had the Country Music Hall of Fame. We had the Benson and Hedges Blues Tour, the Marlboro Music tour, which had everyone from George Strait, right?
Yes.
And we were in Boston. We did Boston. And anyway, so I learned so much. I dove in, and I started as the receptionist. And I'll tell you, if anyone, in today's world, they all think they should be a VP the minute they graduate from college. And I'll tell you right now, that's just not the way you want to do it. You want to learn. You want to start either in the mailroom or the receptionist desk because you learn everything about the business. You learn all the names, the players. You learn how to do mailings. You understand how to run a business because you're kind of doing it from an administration standpoint. Yeah. So I did all that and I learned a lot. And then I got a job offer at a label and I took it because I was working with 3 of the acts on their roster. And so they... I guess I should say I wasn't really as the receptionist. I kind of got a little bit of a promotion after being the receptionist for a while. And then I started doing PR on the reg. And I had quite a few artists that were on the label. And anyway, we did really well. And then I got an offer. And then I kind of started becoming a label whore and started hopping from label to label because it's so funny because I never had a resume. I just, I guess I was my resume.
Yes.
And I didn't even realize it. So I would get a job offer and then I went to MCA there and started working. And we were actually called the Label of the Decade because we had, Reba, Vince, the Mavericks, David Lee Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, on and on and on. And Trisha Yearwood. It was the golden era. It was so cool. We had so much fun. I remember I'd say we had over 50% of the market share in the country
That's
music
amazing.
At that time. And we sold, it was back when records sold. And,
well, there were records.
There were records, there were CDs, there were cassettes. The cassette was phasing out. But, I mean, we were selling 100 million records a year.
That's amazing.
I mean, that didn't happen anymore. You say, you get the Spotify streaming, award.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great, but you're bringing home about 10 cents from it all.
So, Jules, during that time, how many competing labels were there? Do you remember?
I would say probably about 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
To have 50% of the share.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It was a whole lot. Tony Brown and, it was people like that had.
It's like a machine.
They had the ear, they had the talent to produce these amazing records, and the talent was so. It was when music was really music. Like they told stories. They brought the music brought you in.
And I feel like the people were all different. They all had different sounds. Like to me, that's across all genres. Everybody starts to sound the same. But I mean, as soon as you heard Brooks and Dunn, you knew who that was. As soon as you heard Vince Gill, George Strait, they have their own sound.
Yeah.
And Reba.
And there's room for that. And it needs to come back to that.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't tell you if somebody's singing a song, whether it's Morgan Wallen or Westmore or whoever. Like, I don't know who they are anymore. I mean, I like their songs, some of them, but you don't know who they are. And all the girls look the same.
This is true.
Every single one of them. One might color their hair darker color now. And it might change it a little
much.
bit. Right. It's just an interesting time. I think that it needs to crash and burn. And
Sorry, thank you. Sorry.
And I learned a new term. So,
What is it?
Oh, Andy.
label award.
Oh my God.
It was. Yeah, I labeled myself that.
You did.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's
Well,
okay.
we can cut
No,
that
that's
out.
okay. I don't think we have to cut it out unless Jules wants us to.
No, I'm fine with it. I don't care because I was.
So I was thinking, we were actually talking about this earlier before you got here, maybe to explain what the difference is when you're in a marketing department, you have a PR person. What I think a lot of people don't know exactly what you do as a publicist compared to, say, somebody who's running the other side of the marketing to grow that artist.
I'm one of those people. So,
Okay, I'm going to do it the best I can. So I'm going to use a label structure as my thing as opposed to just any. But labels usually have, the executive team. And so that usually consists of the head of the label, the CEO, whatever, the president. And then you've got the head of radio promotion. Then you have the head of marketing. Then you have the head of PR that does play into marketing. We work hand in hand, but they're separated at most labels. And then you have, the art department and video, all that ended up being under me in the PR department because we were kind of like, once the music is done, and that's another part of artist development. The A&R team develops the sound, develops the, whatever. And then we go in and we kind of take that and find the right imaging with the artist, find a good team to do the styling, the videos, the whatever. Now it's considered content and video and all that because we have so many other, tools to use than we did years ago. But from a PR standpoint, under the marketing arm, marketing is more into the sales side, and they're doing getting the sales out there or coming up with marketing campaigns that consist of advertising and all that, which is paid media. And then PR is earned media, where we go out and get it and we don't have to pay for it. Radio promotion has their deal, but you work consistently with all those different departments to create the big wave, the big push, and you try to be consistent in all of it. But PR, a lot of times, does fall under marketing, but it's its own thing.
I think people get confused. So I know through the years you've talked about getting people on, say, Saturday Night Live or some other thing. How does that work?
Okay.
Or is that like a secret?
No secret. No secret. The thing is, relationships are your key. Developing relationships over time, or if you feel like an artist is going to be a media darling when you figure it out in the beginning, or they're going to have that appeal, that kind of mass appeal. You take that, and not every artist has that. Some you don't want doing PR, Whoops. And and I don't want to say that in a bad way.
I know.
I'm
I
just
know, I'm
saying
just
that
kidding.
some of them just don't have that.
Sometimes not as
person.
charming.
They're not as charming,
or they're
shy.
awkward.
or they're awkward, or their story just. It's more like let them be elusive a little bit. Let people go figure them out on their own.
Interesting.
But say, when you develop these relationships, or I'll use like a Blake Shelton, for example.
Okay.
When I first started working with Blake, he was still wearing his mullet. Everybody called it a mullet, but it really wasn't. It was long. It was just the way he put it behind his ear. It made it look like a mullet. But, let's get him a little bit more with the times to like have the TV look and all that because he was very handsome.
Yes.
He was had great songs. Then we started getting him like he would cut his hair and whatever. And I'm not saying that's what made him a huge star, but
It helped.
it did help. It did help. And then he started gaining more confidence because he was really young when he started too. But once we booked the Tonight Show or we booked something else, then they all start coming in because they saw the numbers that people don't leave. And a lot of times on television, on these shows, they put music at the end. And it's almost like a loss leader in a way. Like it's like it's kind of as they're fading out of the show or whatever, they play the music at the end. And it kind of ticks you off because it costs a lot of money to do these shows because you have a marketing and PR budget and say, I'll give a good example. It's usually $20,000 to $30,000 to do one of those shows. It comes out of the marketing dollars. And a lot of times the artist has to recoup 50% of that.
Yeah.
And so it gets to the point where back in the 90s and early 2000s, it didn't matter. We're selling so much product. We're doing all that. But anyway, now you have to really be selective. Do I really want to do that? Or do I want to, and even some of the shows will tell you it's not worth it. Don't spend that money because we're not getting the numbers we used to get.
Oh, wow.
And you're not hitting. And then now with the internet, they'll play the clip in hopes that someone will find it. But it's more relationship driven and also educating the media on who you think are going to be stars.
Oh, so it's kind of a sales role too.
Yeah, it is. It's a sales role without getting
paid for the sale. No commissions.
No commissions. So that's really how it's done. For the most part. And sometimes they'll call you if they see a pop somewhere. They're like, "Hey, can we talk?" And there was and there still is a TV war. Like if you do the Tonight Show first, they're going to want it first. But if like I had this problem once with Big and Rich, we said, okay, they're an event. I did. Because radio's like, we don't know what to do with this band. I go, I do. My Lord, this is my sweet.
Yeah,
sweet
one in a
spot.
lifetime kind of thing.
Yeah. I said, they're an event. Everything they do has to be an event. And so they had launched with a softer song, and then it was called Wild West Show or something. It was a good song, but didn't do very well. Yeah. And then we went second with Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. And I said, we need to do a parade, a freak parade, because so I said, we need to do videos, a freak parade. So we did, and we got all these freaks from 2 Foot Fred to, see, everybody remembers it. We had to.
It was like a circus.
Yeah, it was a circus. And so we did that on and that was right before an award show that year. So we ended up getting them on the award show right when their album was coming out to launch it. So we kind of recreated a freak parade and whatever. And on the red carpet that year, I had rented some horses from a show stable in Vegas. And I had them walk the red carpet on two horses.
I love it.
And
That's awesome.
And so...
Did they know how to ride horses?
Yeah, they actually did. I was pretty impressed. And so they ended up, there was this group called the Music Mafia that was a phenom. There's been books written about it. There's been documentaries and whatever. There was a group of music misfits that created a movement in town. So a lot of the Music Mafia ended up being the pooper scoopers and all that of the horses on the red carpet. It was hysterical. But anyway, I remember Brooks and Dunn got so mad because because they were on the carpet right before us and they were walking doing it. And then when Big and Rich came in and all the fans are screaming and singing the song, and they were just like, they just went. I don't remember it. It was crazy. And then they got all the press. Big and Rich got all the press. So that stunt helped create the buzz we wanted.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that started. So you just got to do all that kind of thing. If the artist is right for it.
Was Gretchen Wilson following the horses?
Yes. her and Uncle Cracker was with us, and he was like,
"Oh yeah, I forgot about Uncle Cracker.
How in the hell did you pull that off, Jules?" And I said, I don't know, but we just did, and I'm all right with it. but PR is a lot of things. It's not just getting someone ink or getting someone. It's the public image. It's the image you want to portray and then draw people in.
So I would imagine from things I've seen in media that that's all fun stuff. But what happens when one of your artists that's climbing up high and all of a sudden something gets said or done that's not necessarily great for their image, and then I'm assuming PR comes in to try and save the day, or am I wrong?
You are not wrong.
What happens?
And that never happens.
Ever.
Never.
What it's really called is crisis management.
Oh.
And you go in, it's the PR, it's the crisis management of PR. And a lot of times you develop a statement, and it's either read by the artist or not read, but or an attorney if an attorney's involved. And I've had it all.
Have you?
I've had everything from artists shooting their gun at people to getting being in a bad drug deal and being shot.
Oh my!
Like there's a lot of things.
Was that you, Andy?
This is that side.
I'm so glad that we were able to keep that covered up for all these years, Andy. I've had
Did a great job. Thank you.
I've had artists walk off stage and say, "I'm done with the show tonight. I don't feel,
What?
Yeah, and then you have to reimburse everyone for the, so
What in the world?
Not that I'm the one in charge of reimbursing, but or saying we need to reimburse, but you have to handle that, and like you don't want to lose your fan base because of something. Or I've had people outside, like I represented Michael Orr, the football player from The Blind Side.
Oh, that's right.
And I was trying to control the narrative of him suing the family that was his conservator. And it's still going on. I'm not working on it anymore. It's just it was too much.
That's a tough one.
That was tough. But we had made a statement, and that was it. And we kept making a statement. That was it. Like just kept repeating it, and it was working. It was working because we weren't playing it out in the media. We didn't want to. There's certain things you want to play out in the media, and certain things you don't. So you have to work with the team to make sure everybody understands this is the path we're taking.
Yeah.
And whatever. But a lot of people, a lot of PR people or just managers or whatever, they're just like, I don't care. Do anything to get me press. I don't care what it is. I said, well, I'm not the right one for you. That's not the way it works.
That's what I was going to ask next was like, how selective are you? Because, that could be a big old can of worms. How do you choose? Because now you're in charge of your own destiny with Wortman Works.
Right. Well, in today's world, podcast.
Yes.
Podcasts have become the go-to, for most people wanting to do press. And it's a good thing, but you also cannot not do traditional media. Although it's shrinking, you still need, to know where to go, what to do, from television to print to radio, whatever. But not every artist is right for everything. And some people just media whores, and they'll take, like, I'm a label whore, they're media whores. And they'll just take whatever, they think they think anything's good. And it's not. Like, you want to know your market, and you do a lot of strategy work before you roll out a campaign. And not everything's right for everyone.
Yeah.
And some people, you want to be elusive, or you want, like some people are like, I'll never do Fox TV. Well, then when they look at the ratings and Fox has the highest ratings, and they're like, well, maybe I'll do Fox. And I'm like, no. Or the Tonight Show or Today Show. But the ratings are really helping dictate a lot more in today's market because everything's so much more expensive, to do. And you want to make sure, like, make the best of what you're doing. Like, if you go to New York to do a media tour, do the right things. Don't just go up there to do one thing. Take advantage of the biggest media market in the world. But how it fits into your plan. But like say you do the Today Show, you can't go tomorrow and do the Good Morning America because they're all competitive. So you have to pick and choose what market you think's the right one for you. Or if you have a great relationship with the head of the, booking for the Today Show and they've been great to you, you're going to want to take care of them.
Good business sense.
Yeah.
Andy, do you have a question?
I do.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
I don't get it. Hey, what would you say is the biggest misconception about your industry?
The misconception is that everyone thinks it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
All right.
And that you can just wave a magic wand with the magic juice, attached. And it's not, it's a very hard and very stressful job. A lot of people don't realize that PR, everyone relies on you. Every department, the manager, the artist, they rely on PR because we usually are the voice of reason when it comes to whatever the situation is,
Right.
whether it's just getting media or that hoochie dress is not good for you, or whatever. Or
What were you thinking?
Who lets them know about that?
usually the PR person, and then they get mad at you, or they go, "Okay, I get it. Well, then what should I wear?" I'm like, you have to be authentic, and you have to be real, which are both the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you try to be someone you're not, it eventually comes through that way.
It
And
just looks like a costume as opposed to
cosplaying.
what's that?
Cosplaying.
I don't know what that means.
That means you're acting a role, and you dress like it, or a lot of people are getting on the "I'm a Christian" bandwagon, but then don't act like it when they're not. Like that's called cosplaying. Or Christy Nome was a cosplayer.
Interesting.
Or she is like how she would dress when she went to the border, and how she would dress in the mountains, and how she would dress. You know what I mean? That's called cosplaying. But they come at you usually first, and then the manager's like, "Well, get this straight," or what is our strategy now? And I'm like, well, the strategy really hasn't changed. You just have to abide by it. Like, if we've all agreed that this is the direction we're taking, let's do. Hey, sure, you can pivot. Sure, whatever. What if you a song blows up, and in 3 weeks it's number one on the radio or Pandora or whatever the case may be? You adjust. But you've just got to stay true and be nice. Be nice to everyone.
Yeah.
Nice on the way up, because when you're down, you're going to see the same people.
This is
And
true.
you hear that all the time, but it is true. If you're rude, if you're disrespectful to your fans, now if they come after you or something, that's one thing. But
Yeah,
I mean,
fight back.
Oh, right.
Shove that microphone up their butt.
Oh, my.
It's true.
Whoops.
though.
Shouldn't have said that.
That's why Debbie gets the foul sign.
But it's true. I mean, so many what percentage of artists make it?
1%.
Very short. Very, very true.
Yeah.
So it's a sexy business. So they think.
Yeah.
It is the hardest. I think it's one of the hardest industries there is, because you're dealing with humans. You're dealing with feelings. You're not dealing with a soapbox. You're not dealing with
Well, the product
lawnmower.
The product is them, right?
Correct.
It's one thing to sell that, right? If somebody doesn't like that, it doesn't hurt me. I wish I got the sale. But when you are the product and they say no, that's a whole different role. I can't just go get a new person. I'm just who I am.
Yeah.
And we know this personally, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, listen, these girls were a dynamic duo. I mean, they still are. But when we rolled that out with Charlie's label, it was magical again. People got it. They're such talented girls. They're ladies, whatever. And Andy, you were there for the ride.
I was there for the whole ride.
I mean, we just had so much fun. And the thing is, their sound's unique. And yes, they're sisters, so they're going to have their own sound together. But they're such great musicians and great vocalists that it was just attracting so many different people.
Oh.
And it went great until it kind of just
Well, the
label
label
folded.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think in retrospect, at the time you're going through, you're like, "What's happening?" But as somebody who had a chance, or not somebody, but us, we had a chance to step back. They were doing Charlie's thing. They knew how to do that, but then they decided to open a label. They'd never done it before,
That's true.
and so we were kind of like an experiment. And then like you said, it takes a lot of money.
It got real expensive.
It got real
Yeah.
expensive,
Yeah.
and then right then is really when the market was changing. Remember, like all
Yep,
of a sudden,
2000.
like Sirius Radio that became a thing, and they were talking about not selling records anymore. That it was going to be all what it is now. So it was really interesting time.
You were in that transition time.
And literally, because
for sure.
I'm trying to think of the guy. He's since passed.
Ron Huntsman.
Ron Huntsman was talking to us about it, and I had no idea what he was talking about when he was like, "This is changing. This is where it's going." And so I think, to your point, that a lot of people think that this is just magic. I have talent, and I'm going to get into town and just make things happen. And you need people behind you, like relationships, just like you talked about with your industry. Any industry, I don't care what it is built on relationships and being nice. Always be nice.
It is. Be nice.
Do you think it's hard? It was harder then, or you think it's harder now, or you think it's the same? Like things have changed so much.
I think it's harder now. And the reason I think that is because anyone can put out a record now. I mean,
Oh yeah.
and there's it's the breadth of where you can take it, but you have to break through all that clutter.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking like everything's clutter, but it's a clutter. I mean, there's so much out there.
Yeah.
And then you've got the big labels who own Spotify and who own so they get the first jump at getting those spots. And sure, like people are begging, like, we need to get on this editorial playlist. Editorial playlist is when internally, like Spotify or Pandora or whatever, they select the songs that go on their top playlist. And then you have fans that have a playlist or other things that aren't as, quote, prominent on the site. You can get on those, but they really don't mean anything in the big picture when it comes to spins and how you're getting paid. And, artists have to sign up now for all these different ways for their income streams to work.
Right.
Like BMI and ASCAP and CSAC and all those guys don't pay you royalties on digital. So you have to get a sound exchange or sound whatever. There's several of them.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that music that you're signed up so you can be tracked. None of that was happening back then.
No.
Back in, not even 10 years ago. It was about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And you just have to, there's so much more you have to be aware of. And the contracts that the attorneys put together for artists when they get signed is crazy. Like
Really?
all the different.
Like what is different?
Well, you've got all of those kind of streams. Like, does the label still get a majority of it, or do you get some more of it than you were? Does the, performing rights, PRO, there's so many more avenues, and then the monopolies. I don't know. Just 2 days ago, the federal government or the courts determined that there was a monopoly with Live Nation and Ticketmaster. And all. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God those scums are finally getting,
I know.
And iHeart and all those probably are next.
Good.
Yeah.
Because the FCC and all that, you can't just have these monopolies.
It's weird how it's let it go this long.
Yeah. And so as an artist, if you want to, I'm going back to, you want to get on those playlists, it is a lot of work. And there are teams now, like under marketing, there's the social media team, there's the DSP team that just one's focusing on your personal social media of a label social media, and then another one's focusing on the digital service providers to make sure your music's being heard on those. And then you've got still radio, terrestrial radio. So you've got those streams. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot to unpack. Seriously.
and they talk about, oh, radio's dead, or this is
It's
no
not.
good, and it's not. Like
No.
it's really crazy, and just as independent people, and trying to keep up with posting and doing all that stuff, it's a full-time job.
I mean, I don't know. You probably heard that, people that are touring, the touring costs are a lot higher
Yes.
now than they were.
But just think about gas.
Gas, all of it. But also during COVID, the only way, if they weren't getting, help from Music Cares or other places, the only way they were getting any money was from Sound Exchange or whatever, one of the streams of their music, because they couldn't tour.
Yeah.
So,
It's a hard road.
It is a hard road. And that's the thing is like, do you really want this? And if you don't have a big investor, which for some reason, there's a lot of multi-millionaires now that still think it's cool to give an artist a lot of money.
Wow. Where are they? Hello.
What are their names?
They're out there. but I don't know, these VC firms that know nothing about music, they get sexy. So they want to get involved because there is a lot of money to be made, with sync license and all of that. There's still a lot of money to be made. It's just a lot harder to break through to be that person that's getting paid.
Yeah, it's just a lot of noise out
Yeah.
there, especially if people that are more on the independent side trying to do it on their own, which some people have been very successful doing that. But still, you're still trying to compete against the big dogs and every other independent artist out there. Never mind just social media content in itself is millions and probably billions of people out there trying to get somebody to watch them.
And for what you're saying about social media, I personally think, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but I bet you I'm a slight number. I think the value of what you do is much more important than going, quote, viral. If you go, quote, viral, that's an of the moment thing.
Yeah.
If you build value with what you're putting out there and what you're doing, you're going to sustain more than going viral.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that, but I think I agree with that statement because just from our own world, when you see sometimes just weirdos following you, they're not your people, right?
Right.
And so if you go viral,
Weirdos.
I'm just saying there, and I don't mean the people who are actually following us, but there are these. I'm sorry, but they'll you'll click on who they are, and it's their naked butt in your face, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by weirdos. Yeah. They're not
wanna see your butt.
they're never going to listen to our music or buy a t-shirt because they're not fans. And so
Correct.
I would assume going viral, you get a lot of people in there that don't really care about you. They just thought whatever
Was funny.
was funny. Maybe.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Either funny or they were just intrigued by something, so they start following you, and then they'll never come back.
Yeah.
And you've got those numbers there, but it's the engagement that matters, not the number. Because I've worked with quite a few artists that have been through the years on those reality shows like The Voice or American Idol.
Yeah.
And they might have a ton of followers because of the show.
Oh, yeah.
And then they move on to their next phase and their engagement's horrific. They still have the numbers. People didn't leave them.
Yeah.
And that way, in a way, it helps with influence. If they want you to be an influencer and sell a product for them and say, okay, I want you to do two ads. They're not looking, sometimes they don't look at the engagement. They look at your number.
I see.
And then they really don't, they either have, okay, that's cool. They might pay you $50,000 and do something. And then they might not use you again, or they might use you again.
Yeah.
You don't know, but
That's
a
interesting.
lot of times, a lot of those numbers don't mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the impact you have and the engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People who it's to me when you do lots of live shows and then you get fans because they're seeing you, they're engaging. And so you have to figure out how do you do that on social media so that they get the same vibe of getting to know you as an artist, not just, hey, look at me in this cute shirt I'm wearing today.
Right. Another thing is, though, I will say, and adverse to that, the fairs, the festivals, and all those guys do look at your social numbers.
Interesting.
They do want to see, well, how many people do you think they could fill? Can they fill the room?
Oh, yeah.
You know, can they fill a room here in this market? And it's interesting because I don't believe in that. I don't think that that's really the right way to go. But that's what
maybe
they're doing.
if they had 50 followers, I could say, okay, yeah, we're not hiring you. But I
Right.
mean, to your point, you could have 10 million followers and they're not really going to come and see somebody at their show because they're not real followers. Well, I
Right.
know that Indy had a list of questions and Julie has a list of questions. I thought I would have them hit you with some of their questions.
So I'm curious, although you explained a lot of it, I guess it depends on the label and how many different departments there are and all that kind of stuff, but relationship between the artist management, and you. Do you find opportunities and then you present them to artist management?
Yes.
Or
a lot of times, like as an independent, when I'm working at a label, we usually we'd have a weekly, like executive marketing,
right.
Meeting, talking about everything that's going on. Sometimes I'm like, hey, we should do this, or we've got this opportunity. Like we could go play at the World Series, or we could do this, things like that. Or sometimes I'll go to the management first and say, do you think they could do this? I'm like, well, I don't think so-and-so should do the national anthem because they can't sing it. But that's a hard one. You can win or lose a career by
Well,
singing
they're
that
not going
song.
to have to sing it.
Right. and so, there's that. But then some artists aren't right for certain things.
Yeah.
But yes, I usually go to the manager, talk it through, because it's ultimately their decision.
Right.
Yeah.
And then some artists, it's like you have a great relationship with them, and you can say, "Hey, do you feel comfortable if I go?
Right.
I'm gonna talk to your manager, but do you feel comfortable about this?"
That's a good idea.
Or I'm like, we need an overhaul on your outfits. Like they're not working.
That was one of my questions I was going to ask you. Like, if you had to say something hard that they didn't want to hear, do you do it?
Yes, because I am known in this town as brutally honest, and
We like that, though.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do.
I do too.
I love it.
I mean, listen, it's your livelihood, not mine.
Yes.
It's your livelihood, not mine. And I've had a pretty good gut with most of my clients through the years. And I'm like, let me just tell you something. I feel like this is you and this isn't you. You're turning into something you're not. And I said, it's going to show everywhere. It's going to show on stage. It's going to show how you carry yourself. It's going to show everywhere. If you stay you and just elevate you, you're going to be fine. But if you start trying to be like that artist or be like this or be like that, it's going to come through and everyone's going to see it. But I said to a lot of them, I'm like, no, or man, that's awesome. Like what you're doing is awesome. Just keep doing that. But the thing is, your phone is, unless you silence it like we can now, it'll ring any hour of the day or night.
Yeah.
They don't care. No one cares about the 24/7 is nonstop. It really, truly is. And if an artist has an idea and they want to talk to you about it, they don't care what time it is. They'll call you. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I'm a sleeping.
But in a way, it makes you feel good that they want to talk to you about it. They trust you. But some people are like, man, you're rough. You're rough. And I'm like,
So is your mama.
yeah. I know. I'm like, well, I said, would you rather me beat around the bush and try to pamper you or tell you the honest truth? And I've been doing this longer than you have. So I've seen it. I've seen a lot. So that's kind of the way it works.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would much prefer that. I don't.
I'm glad.
Oh,
Yeah, well, why repeat mistakes that other people made? if you've already been down that path, you can tell them, hey, we've seen this before and it doesn't end good.
No.
See, I would be bad at this because I don't know if any of this makes it. So I was with this guy, Aaron Tippin, and he like came out about the time Garth and Clint Black and Mark Chestnut, even though not those two guys, but I mean, and he would say having trouble getting all the reporting stations to play his stuff. And I was like thinking to myself, let's just put a black hat on him and get on with this, man. See, which would be
so
something that
true.
you're not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you don't have to follow that.
No, you're right though. You're right though. But then when he went on his buff trip, that kind of worked. When he
Right.
started doing his workouts and his flying his plane,
absolutely.
that kind of turned him into the buff country boy, you know.
Right.
I forgot about that.
But I mean, he's still putting records out. He's
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Faithful following. Still
Yeah.
plays a certain amount of shows a year. And
I don't know if you can say this, answer this question, so you don't have to, I can edit out if you don't want to answer. But of all the people you've worked with, is there someone that you still go, yeah, like maybe you loved their music, everything, and then they were successful? Like, is there that one person where you're like, this all came together and you love them as an artist too?
There might be more than one.
I have a couple. Blake Shelton was one, and
I love him.
I know. You know, he's a little different today than he was, but
Yeah.
But just seeing that all come together and then him grow, like I had him, I was like, dude, you're a TV star. We've got to put you on television. He goes, I am not TV. I'm a country singer. And I was like, no, you've got.
He's
Yeah,
got
he
it.
does. He does.
So we ended up putting him on some shows, and he actually liked it.
Yeah, he's so
And then-
genuine.
And he is.
He is.
And then that's what comes through.
Yeah.
He's not acting. He's,
Yep.
You know what I mean?
He's him.
And then when he got the voice opportunity, I mean, that changed his world.
Oh, yeah.
Like his
And
world.
his wife, he got a wife.
Yeah.
I loved that love
A
story.
real wife.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are hard when you're dealing with divorces. Those are hard
right.
situations. I hated doing that.
So you must get really involved in that in terms of PR, right? Or no?
Yes, you do. And you know, there's two sides to a divorce.
I know.
And you respect both sides. You have to, but then your client's this, but you want to be, you know, you just try to have them be as calm and accommodating as possible and not play it out. But I'd say Blake, I would say David Lee Murphy was one of my faves.
Oh, yeah.
Taking him from, you know, the songwritery kind of hippie dude that he was.
Yeah.
And then they were saying that they weren't going to be able to get him on radio at
Really?
Scott Burchetta. But he loved him too.
Yeah.
Scott. And we just pushed it. And then Party Crowd and Dust on the Bottom, they were two of the most played songs of that year, period. And he just exploded. And then we clapped. I love David Lee. And I still do. I really do.
I played I guess our guitar player did something. They flew me out to like a I don't know, it was county fair somewhere in the middle of, learn all this stuff really quick to go play like one show. And that's, anyway, he was cool.
Isn't he cool?
Yeah.
I mean, he is a cool dude. And then Big and Rich, probably.
Yes.
That, you know, I'm still I work with him now, 20 years now. And that was a phenom.
Yes.
Just the whole thing. And, you know, artists come up to them still, like Florida Georgia Line, and those guys are like, we couldn't do what we did without you.
Yeah.
Like, you guys kind of opened the
Well, it
door.
changed country music in such a way.
Excuse me.
And just opened up this whole new world of way to be an artist.
I know. And, you know, the music mafia part of it was such a cool thing because it was a diversity of artists. I mean, it was a performing arts. It was a girl painting on stage to the music. It was, you know, it was John Nicholson, who's like
I forgot about him,
bluesy
yes.
guy. You know, I mean, it was that. It was the spoken word Jenny. It was, you know, it was like all
I forgot all
types
that.
of art that all came together.
Yeah.
And then
Influenced
Gretchen
each other.
and everything. And then, you know, and they all benefited from it in so many different ways. And then, you know, I remember John telling me, because they wrote a lot of Jason Aldean's first couple records.
Oh.
And, you know, that song, it's like, Jenny putting on the white rain. And then in the Hicktown.
Oh, yeah.
And John, he was like, I just want to put a song with someone's butt crack in it. And he's like, so he put that song. He's like, Jimmy Johnson's butt crack showing, like working on his car or something. I can't remember, but it does say butt crack. And I'm like, oh my God, he did it. It was hysterical. But, you know, things like that. And then you watch people, like he wrote Redneck Woman, and that was just like unbelievable. Well, not him, but they did.
Yeah.
And then Faith Hill goes, I want me a redneck woman. So they write Star, Mississippi, whatever. That for Faith. And then Shannon Brown wanted one. So they called it Corn Fed because she was from Iowa.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it became this phenom about talking about your roots. And they worked.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of over now. But I mean, for that time frame, it just worked.
So how did that all come together? So I know John was in the other band, and then
he was in Lone Star.
And then
I knew all those guys. I worked with them at Opryland.
I was going to say, you
was
worked with
around when
John
that
and-
formed. We used to see them when it was called Texas C. And
That's hysterical.
And the funniest thing, they went to Vegas. They would get in Dean's van and they would drive 30 hours, whatever. And they when the first time they played in Vegas, they wrote Tex Ass instead of Texas
my God,
C.
that's
And they took a
hysterical.
picture of it. They're like, it's not Tex Ass, it's Texas C.
yeah, but
they
that's
couldn't figure it
cooler,
out.
Texas. I like that. They should have gone through with that.
That is funny.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
Really.
So how did they go from John leaving that band, and then Kenny and him, like, how did that all transpire? Because it seemed like it happened pretty fast.
Because Big Kenny had his own deal.
Yeah, he was Lovejoy.
Yep.
It's a
Like-
rock band.
Rocky.
Yep. We met him over at some songwriters, and he came up to me and he was like, I'm Big Kenny. And I was like, oh, nice to meet you. You don't know me? And I said, no. He goes, what tomato can have you been in, Betty?
That sounds like him.
We didn't stay that long.
I was like, I'm sorry.
That's
We didn't know.
hysterical.
We didn't know who he was.
I was standing in the kitchen in this kid's house, and I laughed about that.
It was
That is
actually
hysterical.
the who were the two blondes singers?
The Kinleys.
It was one of their boyfriends played the fiddle, and it was his house, and we went over there. And this Big Kenny guy's walking around telling, don't you know who I am? I don't know who you are.
I lost him.
Oh, no.
I'm back. Second.
All right. So how did they get together?
Okay. It's really wild. The whole music mafia thing was kind of starting. And then this guy, their manager, who's still their manager, his name's Mark Oswald, and he was working with Kenny. And he's like, you and John need to write together. And they're like, what? Hell no. Like, why? I'm a freaking cowboy, and he's freaking not a cowboy.
He's no cowboy.
No. But then they did. They started getting together and jamming, and then they started writing together, and it was like, oh my gosh, this does work.
Wow.
Because it's so different.
It's different.
And that's kind of how it happened. And then they're like, there's no way we're going to get a record deal. But then Paul Worley, who signed the Dixie Chicks and things that were, different. He totally got it, and he found him right on the spot. So
was it your idea to elevate this to this almost like a show?
yeah.
When they sort of launched, everything was a big show. It was cool. Like, I had never seen anything like that before. Certainly not in country music.
Well, yeah, in a way, I don't want to take full credit.
No,
but
but-
I did say they're an event. Anything we do with them is big and obnoxious because it's their personalities.
Yeah.
And so I did. And then everything we did, from the video to the performances to everything, like the first big performance was the ACM Awards and Gretchen and them. And then I was working with Kid Rock a little. And Kid Rock, I remember Kid Rock calling me. I was out at the pool at Mandalay Bay. And he calls and he goes, hey, I want to be on the ACMs tomorrow night. And I go, what the hell? So he goes, I'm serious. He goes, I'll do whatever you want. I'll do radio tour. I'll do whatever you want me to do in there. No.
Really?
And I said, are you serious? And he goes, yeah. I go, well, let me call Rack. I literally am laying by the pool having a cocktail. And he goes, I promise. So, okay. Because he hadn't been on any country show at that point.
No.
And I said, Well, I had run into him at the Grammys. I was in Faith Hill's dressing room, and it was when they were in New York this one year. And that was right when Picture came out and the video had just come out. And I'm like, dude, I said, you don't know me, but I did PR. And we need to be working that song.
Yeah.
And he goes, I couldn't agree with you more. He goes, but my label said no. And I said, what? I said, they're crazy. He goes, can we call you tomorrow? So his manager at the time was this guy named Punch. He managed Bob Seger and him. And they called me the next day. Well, that Monday. And I said, well, this might be above my pay grade. Let me get Jim Ed Norman and Paul Worley on this. So we did. They worked it out with Atlantic New York, Lava, and we worked it, and it went from 1 million records to 4 million records.
Wow.
Wowza.
Come on.
It was country driven.
Yeah. But it was so cool. I mean,
great
just
song.
seriously, like two really authentic artists
Yes.
that might not have ever probably worked together. Such a cool song that you believed that they were dating. At least I did. I mean, at 1 minute, like you listen
I
to
did
the song.
too.
I'm like, they must be dating because it was just such a great song.
It was a great song. I love that song. And so, with that being said, he calls me. This was 3 months later, back when, I mean, this was in this winter. And then we were at the ACMs, and he's like, hey, I want to be on the show. So I called Rack Clark, who's the director of the show, and I said, hook me up. And he goes, what? Because I would be the one that would book artists on the shows, on the award shows. And he goes, I said, Kid Rock wants to be on the show. He goes, are you kidding me, Jules? And I said, I'm not kidding. I said, why don't we just let him introduce Big and Rich and Gretchen? That way you don't have to like really change the show. Let's let him introduce them. And he's like, oh, that's a good idea. He goes, okay, we'll do it. Right. And so I called Kid Rock back and I said, done. He goes, really? I said, yeah. He goes, well, I've got my own plane, so I'll fly down. I'll fly to Vegas tomorrow, and then I'll do whatever you need me to do. So that was pretty cool. And then that
Really cool.
that just kind of freaked me out for a minute.
Sorry.
I like that one.
Magic.
So anyway, that happened, and it was like this magical moment where Kid Rock introduces them. It's a spectacle. The performance was a spectacle, and I mean, the song goes, Big and Rich, the Sable Horse goes, we're passing out $100 bills, and it thrills. And so I almost had a Big and Rich slot machine done before the awards, but we weren't able to get that done. But because I didn't know the act of Congress you have to go through for gambling stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then, but I did make hundreds of thousands of $100 bills that were in different colors.
Oh.
And I was giving them out all over the casinos. And then Rack saw them and he goes, let's make more and we'll drop them from the ceiling after the performance. So the whole place is raining.
I love this.
$100 bills in the ACMs and the awards.
I
and
didn't
people are,
see that.
and
Yeah,
people
it's
were
fun.
like, OMG. And so everyone saw that everything they were going to do was going to be crazy.
Well, and it's fun, right? I think it's entertainment. And I think country music for a while got to a point where everyone's doing sort of the same thing. Everyone kind of looks the same. The music sounded the same. And here comes these two wild guys who are doing country music their own way, but making it a party and making it true entertainment. You didn't know what they were going to do.
Yeah.
And just even what they wore. You know, Big Kenny with his big top hat
It was
and his
great.
tails or whatever he was wearing, those jackets. So I just
And
think
then
it was
Granny Rich made John's pants. And
that's
she probably
right.
did that at Opryland too.
He was wearing those were really funny because Dean would say, we wore those in the 80s. He was like, no, this is a totally new design.
But yeah, it was an absolute trip. And it still is. I mean, it's still wild.
So fun.
Yeah.
So do you two have any more questions to ask?
Oh, you want to ask one first?
No, you're good.
Okay. What are you doing now that is exciting and that you're really proud of or excited about?
Well, I'm kind of evolving because when I started my own company, I had wanted to diversify. And of course, I do a ton of music, but I'm doing authors and I'm doing banks and I'm doing special events. I do award shows. I was going to say, I have been doing this astronaut and it has just been phenomenal. His name is Butch Wilmer. his real name is Barry Butch Wilmer because Butch is his call name in the Navy.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of cool. But we started with the podcast, Sean Ryan, is how we launched the book tour.
What's the name
And
of his
Sean Ryan, the book is called Stuck in Space.
book? Stuck in Space.
And it's on a new publishing company called Heirloom Publishing. And it's a new independent. It's one of the guys, Josh, who is on the show Hometown Makeover out of Laurel, Mississippi.
Oh, yeah. I love that show.
I do too. I love it. And so he started this, and they were starting they were doing a bed and breakfasty kind of hotel in Laurel, Mississippi, and it burned. So they're in the middle of rehabbing it right now.
terrible.
But so this is their first book, and it's doing really well. But we started with the Sean Ryan podcast, who he's an intense guy, and he's number 6 podcast in the country. I mean, like
amazing.
from top, yeah. And him, like Joe Rogan, Theo Vaughn. Wow.
I know he's crazy.
I just saw him at he hangs out at a restaurant downtown. He's always there. It doesn't matter what time I'm there, day or night. I see him.
Maybe that's like his office away
I
from
think
office.
it is.
Starbucks is my office away from the
Right?
studio.
I love it. With your iced coffee with foam. Cold
That's right.
Foam.
Iced espresso, please.
Love it. But the astronaut's been great, and we have gone. I mean, like we've done tons of television, tons of podcasts, we've done the Duck Dynasty podcast. We're doing Chris Jericho, the wrestler. We just did CBN Christian Broadcasting 700 Club because he's a man of great faith, and I love that about him. And he just did that all day yesterday. He was doing CBN, and we've done. I mean, just you name it. Dave Ramsey. I mean. Glenn Beck. They've asked him to have something in his museum now.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
It's really
he's
cool.
touched a lot of people now that people are getting to know what kind of guy he is. I mean, it's pretty cool. And then I'm also working on another book. It's the complete opposite. It's a novel about the Mossad and kind of time travel. And it's going to be a series. It's called Emet, M-E-E-T, which is truth in Hebrew. And it's it kind of is it's historical fiction, but it's almost like not historical fiction. It's fiction now, like it's a current event.
Oh, wow.
Like what the book is. And it has Nashville in it. It has everywhere. So it's kind of cool.
That's very cool.
And then I'm about to do the K-Love Awards, which are Christian radio K-Love Awards. I'm doing those in about a month.
Oh, wow.
So, I'm just doing all types of things.
She's busy girl.
It's fun. It's fun to keep your brain moving in different directions.
It is.
And has time for tennis.
Yeah, there you go.
I know.
Well, some people think I can play. Some people can't.
She got game. I know. I heard.
That's
So
funny.
I have.
Do you still have your ice cream? I'm sorry. Do you
I know
still do
you
your
do.
ice cream?
Ice cream.
Didn't you have an ice cream thing? Is that you?
I don't think so.
Never mind.
Yes.
Back-
No.
Yes.
Back up. I'm thinking about somebody else.
All right. That's all right.
It's very intriguing, though.
I'm going to
What
look
kind of
into
ice
it,
cream?
though.
So if we could suspend time and you could work with any person when they were first coming up, like who would you have said, oh, if I could have only been with that person? And it could be someone that wasn't even in our era. Is that a weird question?
I love that question. And you're talking music, right?
Yeah.
Bruno Mars.
Oh, I love that guy.
Love him. We went to see him together.
Yes, the best concert I've ever seen.
It was so good. He was so clean. He didn't have scantily clad women dancing all over the place. He didn't cuss. I mean, he might cuss in life, but not on stage. I mean, it was such a great show. We were all dancing.
Oh, yeah.
And his voice on records is amazing.
Yes.
Live, it's stunning.
It's amazing.
I mean, you know he's not singing to tracks because he is improvising through it.
Yep.
His voice just soars from the lowest note to the highest note like it's the easiest thing in the world while he's freaking dancing.
Big time.
And they danced every song, and it's just the smoothest thing I have ever seen. And entertaining song after song you're like, oh yeah, I love that one. It really, I'm not usually one to go, oh, yeah, that was a great concert. It really was my favorite thing I have ever seen.
Too. I used to be a huge Springsteen fan until he went crazy. And I would go see Springsteen any chance, any city. I would go. It was like I'm a deadhead too, but I didn't go follow them around and, roll around in the dirt with a freaking wacko lettuce, I freaking...
Deadhead, all right.
That too, man. I am. And but Bruno Mars, I don't know enough about him. That's
either.
what I'm intrigued by.
Yeah.
And I think he would be so cool to work with.
I would think so too.
I think when I saw him on the Super Bowl and I watched his stage act or whatever, and it just reminded me of like the 70s, like that, where everybody, it was such a big show. And I thought we've kind of lost that, I know there's a lot of people doing it, but when I saw that, I was just like, wow, this is his own thing, but it's a blast from the past. Like things I've missed watching those big productions. And
Right.
I love it.
And his dance skills are beyond.
They're mad.
I mean, beyond. When we saw that show live, I mean, of course, we've seen him in videos, but sometimes you think, well, maybe that was edited.
Yeah.
But seeing him live doing some of these things and just even on like YouTube, seeing their practices that they do.
Oh, I love those.
I love
I do
watching this.
too.
And he's a peanut. Like he's small.
He's small.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I shouldn't say he's a peanut. That's not nice. I
Well,
meant it complimentary.
He's such a cute little guy.
He is.
Little snuggle button.
Yeah, I think the same thing.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, it's interesting when, I know your show's gearhead stuff,
Yes.
but when you think about it, what I do is gearhead stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, totally.
We've all got gears.
Yes.
My gear might be a lot of writing and
Yes.
phone calls and how I,
And that's changed too, right?
Right.
Like all the type of gear that you use is probably a little different now.
It is. And, with AI coming into play with everything.
How do you think that's going to play out
I
in
think
the
it's
world?
going to play out hardcore.
Yeah.
I think that it's already tracking us through our computers.
Yeah.
So knowing what we type, what we do, everything.
And watching us, apparently. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But apparently they're watching
They're
us.
watching us big time. And they're molding us. They're
Yeah.
making us.
So we should write stupid shit.
We should act like idiots.
So, hey, AI, here's how you really do PR. This is how you do it. And this is how you sing. And this is how you play an instrument.
Yeah, this is how you get up from the computer and go get yourself a cocktail. I mean, it's okay. Not gonna lie, it does help. Like if I write a press release or if I'm working on a marketing plan, I'll throw it into AI and say, clean it up. Like, and I think we all do that.
Oh, yeah, for
Yes.
sure.
All of us do it.
Save some time.
Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
No different than
And-
having an assistant.
Exactly.
But the AI is smarter.
it is because it's pulling from everything.
Yeah.
It is.
It's true.
And
You have to put up
don't.
with their comments. I don't want to do that.
And they don't want to do anything except what they want to do. So, it is a nice tool to have, but I think it's gonna
Eat us.
eat us alive
Yeah.
at some point. But
Well, I mean, we still need the human touch and
Yes.
feel, so it's,
well, it's
don't want
also,
to forget that.
No.
it's also environmentally affecting the world because
Yes.
the energy it needs and the water it needs,
The land.
all of it. It's gonna
Maybe that's why they're going to Mars and the moon. They're going to put all of that stuff on the Mars and the moon.
that's a good point.
I don't know, but I grew up watching a lot of science fiction movies, and
Yes.
all the things that used to terrorize me, like thinking about it, is happening.
No, it is. It's
So
weird.
you're saying it doesn't end well.
Well, have you
It
seen
never does.
Have you seen the robot chasing terrorists out of the cities now?
No.
The dogs and stuff.
Oh, the
I
dog.
saw the robot with a dog chasing. They're like, we don't want him to bite somebody, so we'll just let it bite the robot.
Oh, and I would be terrorized if I thought a robot was chasing me.
Well, it was somewhere the other day. I saw it on TV.
Chasing
Maybe
me?
it was fake too, but I don't know.
No.
It was wild.
I saw one of those AI robots. They put it up on a basketball court and it, shot it in really good. And then they moved it to the next, when you used to play horse.
Mm-hmm.
And so the poor thing, it missed. So they were laughing.
I like the one where they kept falling down. Like it was like,
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
It's not very good.
Like the drunk girls when they have like the 4-inch
Yes.
heels on and they come downstairs and their legs go. And
They have no legs, right?
Wasn't it one of the robot cars that went down in Nashville, went down the
Waco.
wrong street and just held up traffic? It just wouldn't move.
Yes,
I rode in one of those in Phoenix, just
You're
on
way
the
braver.
surface street.
you did.
I was like, yeah, it was only like 4 miles from one, and I was freaking. I filmed the whole thing. I was
I
sitting in
would
the back,
freak out too.
and I'm like, it stops for people to walk across the street. It was,
Oh.
it did. It went right where I told it to go, and
How
it
fast does it go?
It was going about 30.
Right.
I don't think they let them on the interstate, but
Oh, yeah, that'd be scary seeing a car going 90 miles an hour with nobody in it.
nobody in it. I'm sick.
It's like the guy that went spinning around and it kept going in circles in the parking lot
Yeah.
for like 30 minutes going like this. And finally, he's like, is this a joke? And he's like, I've got to go to the airport. And it took them forever to stop it.
That happens.
it's
It
scary.
frequently happens. Like I think something happened in Nashville recently toward the airport, and something about trying to get to the airport. This guy coming into the airport, and there was no driver and nobody to talk to. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? I mean, really, like the robots hate you, and then the car just drives off a cliff. Ha ha! I'll just be rebuilt, but you're dead.
But I mean, it almost feels like Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like all that crazy stuff. Or
But
what
at least Mad Max ended good. So
Right.
maybe we'll have an Arnold. Am I talking about the right movie?
Yeah.
No, you are not.
No, that was
That's Mel Gibson.
crap.
Mel Gibson.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
You're thinking Terminator.
Terminator. Yeah. Sorry, Mel.
But you know what? I think to circle back around to the music business, I think it needs to collapse and reboot. And I don't know how.
What do you mean by that?
I think everything sounds the same.
I do too.
I think that the industry are planning artists. I don't think if you listen to some of these artists, they don't even sound good, but
Mm-hmm.
they're the ones rising to the top. It's almost like there's a plan. Like they've got these certain people they're wanting to, for some reason.
It's like almost like a play. They find the
Yes.
actor that they want in the play.
I think
They look a certain way.
correct. And I think that people are losing interest. You know who I like? I found him. I mean, I don't know. There's this guy named Marcus King. Do you guys know him?
Yeah. I mean, not personally,
I
but
don't know him personally.
he's
but
been around a long
Do
time.
you like him, Andy?
I do.
I think
You've seen, you know, the wife, right?
the wife's crazier than a loon.
Yeah, they are an
in a cool
interesting
way,
couple. Yeah.
but in a cute way. She's just out there trying to build a base of her own.
Yeah.
But he is a bluesy
Yeah.
dude. Go check him out. I think he is real.
Yeah. No, absolutely. He's
And
great.
he is talented.
Yeah.
Check him out. He is not.
So one thing we haven't touched on though, and you may or may not want to talk about this, you can decide, but you're besties with one of my favorite bands,
Oh yeah.
the Steel Drivers. Talk about how you
Yes.
guys met. So I've known you, Julie and Andy have known you for a really long time, and you invited me to go to an award that you got at ETSU.
Oh yeah.
And Tammy was there, and I had known her a little bit here and there, but got to really know her that night with
Yeah.
Jeff King. And I just think, we had her on the podcast, we had Jeff on the podcast, and you basically
great.
introduced us. So,
Oh, I did, didn't I?
yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh well.
yeah, so, and we all love Tammy and Jeff.
Oh, they're the best. So Tammy this is so wild. One of the labels, there was an artist, his name's Kieran Kane, and he's so great. He was in this
Yeah.
duo,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
O'Kanes.
Yeah.
So the label said, we're not going to do anything with him except give him to you, Jules. So you're, because he wasn't going to get played on mainstream radio because he's kind of alternative country.
Oh, great though.
Oh, amazing. So I said, all righty then. I get to be like a manager, a tour manager, whatever. So I set up this tour with him. We played New York City. We played the Birchmere in Washington. We played, I went and set up all these deals. And then we were going to shoot a video at the inn in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And it was like this big epic film kind of thing. It was crazy. But anyway, so I had to hire the band. And he told me who he wanted. It was Howie. We call him Howie, Harry Stinson.
Yeah.
And Spurlock. Is it Spurlock that played the Steel guitar.
I don't know. That's a cool name.
Do you remember him?
Yeah,
It's-
I should.
I know it's ringing a bell, but
Something Spurlock. I think he might have passed away.
Okay.
Funny as hell. Okay, him, and then Tammy was the fiddle player, and then Kieran played the mandolin and the guitar. But Tammy, so I had hired a van to pick us up to take us into the city, and Tammy and I sat next to each other in the van, and we instantly became besties on that trip. We just had so much in common and whatever. So that was like 93, 94, 93, 94.
Because you went to the same school, right?
No.
Oh, she didn't go
Well,
to
she went to
ETSU?
ETSU, but I didn't know her there.
Oh,
She
I thought you knew
she
her
went
there.
to SMU, ETSU, and Belmont.
Oh, okay.
And
And,
Jeff went there also, right?
and yeah, Jeff went to ETSU, but he had already graduated before I'd gotten there. But I mean, it's a good little music school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Utah-based
Bluegrass
people.
Band is like Grammy nominated now and all that. But anyway, so we met, and then we went on this whole tour, and I had us at the Ritz at the Pentagon. I'll never forget. I was like, hey, if I'm doing this, we're doing it right.
oh, yeah.
And so, because we were playing it at the Birchmere, which is
Yeah.
kind of out going towards Virginia. And so we'll have to ask Tammy about that trip later. And she did not like to fly on small planes, and we had to fly.
Oh,
So we had to fly from from Washington to New York or vice versa. I don't know. She's like, I'm not getting on that little regional plane. I go, yeah, you are, because that's the only way we're getting anywhere. But anyway, so then we flew out to Jackson Hole. We did this video, and we just whatever. I mean, it was like almost 2 weeks of travel.
wowza.
And then we just became instant friends. And that's how, and then we just kept growing. And then I stood up for them in their wedding in Townsend on a little small country church. It was so great. It was his brother, Mitch, and me stood up for him. And it was like this fun little wedding. And then I'm the godmother of Delana, their daughter. And we're just all good friends. And she's about to send us dates to come down to Florida.
Oh, nice.
And for us to do our
For the sassy girls.
the spicy hay.
Nice.
And I don't know. So basically, the Still Drivers are a Grammy-winning band,
Yeah.
and they are.
Come on.
Yes. And so I started double whammy, baby. It was awesome. So they had, Chris Stapleton was their lead singer, and then he was leaving, and then to go do some kind of rock thing, and then he ended up getting the thing. Everyone wanted to sign Chris.
Yeah.
Everyone in America, and he is amazing.
Yeah.
But then they called and asked me if I would manage them. Literally right after he was leaving.
Wow.
And so I was like, Tammy, only if we make,
Yeah.
this will not affect our relationship
Yeah.
because
That's a tough one.
we're too close. And of course it didn't at all.
Yeah.
But we had a lead singer that had a lot of problems, and we had to deal with
I
that.
remember that.
Oh, that was
That's
horrible.
always the case.
Yeah, but this one was bad. And supposedly he's doing great now, but
Good.
That's
it took him a while. But anyway, they had been nominated for Grammys with Chris. Then we got nominated for Bluegrass Album of the Year, and then we won.
That's so
And it was
amazing.
so awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, and it really turned it around. And when they say you win a Grammy and your price goes up, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is true.
It should.
And it should, yeah.
Yeah.
You're in an elite group of music.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they did all that, and they're rocking, and they're still touring like crazy.
Yeah.
How many
20
years? Is it 20 or 20 plus?
20.
Last year, wasn't last year their 20th
Yeah.
year together?
Yeah, because I was going to say it was like 2005 or something
Yeah,
when they
that
started.
makes
So
sense.
yeah, 20 years, and then I can't believe they're still touring.
I know,
I mean,
And then
some
they
of
just
some
got
of those
another
guys
record
are.
deal. So
I know it's Sun Records. They're
which is
Yep.
amazing.
yeah, they're having fun. So, I'm just happy for them because they're awesome.
yeah, me too.
But that's kind of how that whole story went, and we're like sisters, like we are.
I know.
You know?
I mean, one of my favorite things is that we have stayed friends with you all these years,
I know,
and
it's
you are
awesome.
just such a special person
Yeah.
in our world. And we are so excited that you were coming on the podcast today.
Well, I'm so excited you guys asked me to be on. This has been a blast.
Should we have a toast?
I was just going to say, it's about time for a yerbas.
Okay. Well, we need to get some magic to go get some yerbas on the table.
We do. Shazam!
We're back.
And
And I like it too.
I was just going to. Well, Jules, we're so honored that you came on our show.
No.
And will join us for the yerbas mate.
Well, I'm honored that you guys invited me to be on this. This is great.
Cheers, Aru.
You've had
so
an
much fun.
amazing career and still not slowing down. Keep going, and we're inspired by you.
So, any last words to people out there who are considering getting in the music industry? What would you say to them?
Well, there's a lot of things I could say, like run fast. But,
Think long and hard.
but I won't. Be true to yourself. Know that this business is not for everyone. It's a very tough business. So if you're, thin-skinned or feel intimidated by a lot of things, it's probably not for you, but you can always get over that. You can change that. But just know that the more creative you are, the better you're going to enjoy it, because everyone can be creative in this business, not just the artist and not just the musicians. Everyone, it's a very creative business. And you also deal with a lot of creative personalities, and you can take that for whatever you want to take it. But you have to understand that, and it's a quick moving yet 10-year town. It's really fast paced. Things can change on a dime, but people also go, am I ever going to get anywhere? Am I ever going to get anywhere? So knowing that, just go with it, but just have self-confidence and be true to yourself. Then you'll go places.
Excellent.
I love that.
That is really good advice. Well, cheers again.
Yep. And on that note,
Yes.
I'm very sad to say,
Oh, don't do it.
I know. That's all we have for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe.
If you have any questions you want to ask us, me, Julie, Jules, and or Deb, you can email us at deb@chickswithgear.com.
That's very
Don't be
exciting.
shy.
Don't be shy. And until next time,
Don't
you worry about it.
Ever.
Emma.